Alright, so here we are. Got front seal in. Got everything buttoned up on the bottom end, ready to put the pan back on. The cool thing about these pan gaskets is they got these pins right here that hold the gasket in place. So it makes it right easy to put the pan on and the gasket on. And here we go. Alright, now we got the pan on. And we're going to show y'all how to put the balancer on. Alright. Okay, so we cleaned out the inside of that really well with a piece of sandpaper and lubed it up. Now we'll stick it on the motor on the end of the crank here. And I've made this little tool. It was a piece of threaded rod the same size as the bouncer bolt. A few spacers. And then we'll tighten it up in here. And it'll pull the crank on as we tighten it up. Now, hold on. We need to back these nuts off just a touch here. Alright, so you want the nuts that's driving the bolt into the crank, you want them all the way out. So you're just lightly turning it in the crank. You don't want to stress the threads in the crank. You want to use the threads on the threaded rod to actually push the bouncer on. So alright, now it's all tightened up in there, and we'll, hard to do, but we're going to hold this nut, the back nut, the nut closest to the end here, and we're going to tighten this nut up here. And as you see here, the center bolt's not turning, just the nut. And that's pressing the crank on. Alright, it's going to take two hands. Alright, now that we got the the bouncer pushed all the way on, move the vice grips to the other side. And that way we can back this nut off. Just like that. And you'll bring this out until it jams up against this other nut. You have to tighten it down. I'm probably going to end up welding. This is a homemade tool. I'm probably going to end up welding this stud to this nut so that way it's easier to put in and out. But I'm going to lock it right here and I'll show you. So once you get the nut locked on the nuts locked nut to nut, then I'll screw the whole thing out. Just like that. That's all there is to it. Alright, so we got the motor flip back over. We're going to push the push rods back down in here because remember, we pushed the lifters up in their bores when we changed the cam out. So, got them all pushed down. Alright. Alright, and then we got the rockers on there. Now, these LS motors, like an old small block, they have non-adjustable lifters, so all you got to do is just run the bolts down and then torque them down, and they're good to go. So that's what we're going to do. Alright, so there you go. On to the other side. Alright. Alright, we got them on. And just run them down. Alright. Alright. So there you go. Ready for the valve covers. Alright. There we go. All buttoned up. A little tape we got to get off of here. We covered the sensors up well. And there we go. We'll take it off the stand and we'll put the back, pull the flywheel and put the back seal and cover seal, cover gasket in there. And it'll be done. Alright, y'all.